Benjamin Franklin was an American polymath, who was active as a writer, scientist, inventor, statesman, diplomat, printer, publisher, forger, and political philosopher. Benjamin Franklin is the only founding father to have signed all four of the key documents establishing the U.S. 1. The Declaration of Independence, 1776, 2. The Treaty of Alliance with France, 1778, 3. The Treaty of Paris establishing peace with Great Britain, 1783, and 4. The U.S. Constitution, 1787. Quotes of Benjamin Franklin. God grant that not only the love of liberty but a thorough knowledge of the rights of man may pervade all the nations of the earth, so that a philosopher may set his foot anywhere on its surface and say, "This is my country." He that raises a large family does, indeed, while he lives to observe them, stand a broader mark for sorrow, but then he stands a broader mark for pleasure too. He that rises late must trot all day. An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Guests, like fish, begin to smell after 3 days. Some people die at 25 and aren't buried until 75. Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I remember. Involve me and I learn. 3 can keep a secret, if 2 of them are dead. You may delay, but time will not. We must, indeed, all hang together or, most assuredly, we shall all hang separately. Well done is better than well said. Without continual growth and progress, such words as improvement, achievement, and success have no meaning. Either write something worth reading or do something worth writing. By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. Lost time is never found again. It takes many good deeds to build a good reputation, and only one bad one to lose it. Energy and persistence conquer all things. Never leave that till tomorrow which you can do today. Beware of little expenses. A small leak will sink a great ship. Whatever is begun in anger ends in shame. Life's tragedy is that we get old too soon and wise too late. A place for everything, everything in its place. Words may show a man's wit but actions his meaning. Money has never made man happy, nor will it. There is nothing in its nature to produce happiness. The more of it one has, the more one wants. Be at war with your vices, at peace with your neighbors, and let every new year find you a better man. When in doubt, don't. Wine is constant proof that God loves us and loves to see us happy. In this world nothing can be said to be certain, except death and taxes. He that is good for making excuses is seldom good for anything else. As we enjoy great advantages from the inventions of others, we should be glad of an opportunity to serve others by any invention of ours, and this we should do freely and generously. Half a truth is often a great lie. He that can have patience can have what he will. It is the working man who is the happy man. It is the idle man who is the miserable man. Wise men don't need advice. Fools won't take it. Honesty is the best policy. Experience keeps a dear school, but fools will learn in no other. Diligence is the mother of good luck. Dost thou love life? Then do not squander time, for that is the stuff life is made of. There are 3 things extremely hard: steel, a diamond, and to know oneself. Never confuse motion with action. A house is not a home unless it contains food and fire for the mind as well as the body. Without freedom of thought, there can be no such thing as wisdom, and no such thing as public liberty without freedom of speech. Keep your eyes wide open before marriage, half shut afterwards. If passion drives you, let reason hold the reins. When you're finished changing, you're finished. Remember not only to say the right thing in the right place, but far more difficult still, to leave unsaid the wrong thing at the tempting moment. Hide not your talents. They for use were made. What's a sundial in the shade? Rebellion against tyrants is obedience to God. They who can give up essential liberty to obtain a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. He who falls in love with himself will have no rivals. To succeed, jump as quickly at opportunities as you do at conclusions. Do not fear mistakes. You will know failure. Continue to reach out. Don't throw stones at your neighbors if your own windows are glass. The Constitution only gives people the right to pursue happiness. You have to catch it yourself. Time is money. A life of leisure and a life of laziness are two things. There will be sleeping enough in the grave. Being ignorant is not so much a shame, as being unwilling to learn. I didn't fail the test, I just found 100 ways to do it wrong. Distrust and caution are the parents of security. He that lives upon hope will die fasting. A false friend and a shadow attend only while the sun shines. Be slow in choosing a friend, slower in changing. I wake up every morning at 9 and grab for the morning paper. Then I look at the obituary page. If my name is not on it, I get up. God helps those who help themselves. Work as if you were to live 100 years. Pray as if you were to die tomorrow. Your net worth to the world is usually determined by what remains after your bad habits are subtracted from your good ones. At 20 years of age the will reigns, at 30, the wit, and at 40, the judgment. One today is worth 2 tomorrows. If you would be loved, love, and be lovable. I am for doing good to the poor, but I differ in opinion about the means. I think the best way of doing good to the poor is not making them easy in poverty, but leading or driving them out of it. Tricks and treachery are the practice of fools, that don't have brains enough to be honest. The U.S. Constitution doesn't guarantee happiness, only the pursuit of it. You have to catch up with it yourself. Take time for all things, great haste makes great waste. How few there are who have courage enough to own their faults, or resolution enough to mend them. Content makes poor men rich, discontent makes rich men poor. Eat to please thyself, but dress to please others. Write injuries in dust, benefits in marble. There was never a good war, or a bad peace. There are 3 faithful friends, an old wife, an old dog, and ready money. For having lived long, I have experienced many instances of being obliged, by better information or fuller consideration, to change opinions, even on important subjects, which I once thought right but found to be otherwise. Genius without education is like silver in the mine. The way to see by faith is to shut the eye of reason. Content makes poor men rich, discontent makes rich men poor. We are more thoroughly an enlightened people, with respect to our political interests, than perhaps any other under heaven. Every man among us reads, and is so easy in his circumstances as to have leisure for conversations of improvement and for acquiring information. I am for doing good to the poor, but I differ in opinion about the means. I think the best way of doing good to the poor is not making them easy in poverty, but leading or driving them out of it. A penny saved is a penny earned. If all printers were determined not to print anything till they were sure it would offend nobody, there would be very little printed. If time be of all things the most precious, wasting time must be the greatest prodigality. Hunger is the best pickle. Blessed is he that expects nothing, for he shall never be disappointed. A man wrapped up in himself makes a very small bundle. Having been poor is no shame, but being ashamed of it, is. If you would know the value of money, go and try to borrow some. Where liberty is, there is my country. Anger is never without a reason, but seldom with a good one. The doorstep to the temple of wisdom is a knowledge of our own ignorance. Beware the hobby that eats. The worst wheel of the cart makes the most noise. Those have a short Lent who owe money to be paid at Easter. For my own part, I wish the bald eagle had not been chosen the representative of our country. He is a bird of bad moral character. He does not get his living honestly. The strictest law sometimes becomes the severest injustice. All mankind is divided into three classes: those that are immovable, those that are movable, and those that move. Speak ill of no man, but speak all the good you know of everybody. Most people return small favors, acknowledge medium ones and repay greater ones, with ingratitude. Beauty and folly are old companions. When the well is dry, they know the worth of water. It is the eye of other people that ruin us. If I were blind I would want, neither fine clothes, fine houses or fine furniture. A countryman between two lawyers is like a fish between two cats. The eye of the master will do more work than both his hands. He that is of the opinion money will do everything may well be suspected of doing everything for money. To lengthen thy life, lessen thy meals. Necessity never made a good bargain. A good conscience is a continual Christmas. Even peace may be purchased at too high a price. Fatigue is the best pillow. Where there's marriage without love, there will be love without marriage.